Food time. Welcome, my friends. I'm Buck. It's Saturday night. We're going to talk a little bit about Fishkin. Welcome. Hope y'all had a great week. Mine wasn't too bad. Rained a little bit on me, but what are you going to do? All right. Let's talk a little bit about what's in the news. We have some fancy stuff in the news. I didn't get too excited about it when it first came out. It always does it this way. It really didn't tell us much of anything at all, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. You take it for what it's worth. I'm not getting real excited about it yet. We still got, this tells me that it's coming sooner than later anyway. So let's take a look. We got some update from the Dev Diaries, which was cool this week, on the new waterway here in Maldives. Oh, New Makuta coming at us. Now, everybody's saying, well, you can tell by looking here, got to be 94. Maybe. That's normally how these waterways are separated by either 2 or 4 levels. Could have been 93, and he just leveled up to 94 while he was testing and coding. I don't know. We can read a lot into a lot. I'm not reading nothing into it until I see it right in front of me. All this could change. You never. All right, but there's a lot here. I mean, if you're not on the Steam and your only access is through Xbox, I don't know how you would see all this stuff. But they talk a little bit about what we're going to have 2 drop zones here, so that's going to be really cool. And it's going to be surrounded by these atolls all the way around it. I think there's something like 25 different atolls that we'll be able to get out and fish off of. So that is really cool, in my opinion. I mean, I'm loving that. Japan was, you had 2 islands in it that looked like, you could dig up some old desert skeleton on any one of them. They look like desert owls to me, more than tropical islands. There's a old sand pit out there. So maybe we'll get a little bit more on this one here. The water looks really cool. I love that. So we're talking about 55 atolls, small islands, and fully explorable except for one. And why is this one so special? You'll be able to find out later when the map is released. So we got one, I guess it's going to have a lot to do with what's going on that we're not going to be able to get access to unless we do something, probably. That's what I'm thinking there. So that's how I read into all of this here. And why is it so special? So we'll see. That's another teaser again. But the water looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And they added some ground critters for us. I hope these guys, they added ground critters in Dnipro, and that little ground varmint follows you around everywhere, even when you're on the boat. I'm wondering how he's getting in the boat, but he's there. If you ever notice that, take note. Ever since Dnipro come out, you got that little ground critter follows you around. All right, and we got new ocean type, new waters, clouds is going to be cool. We're going to have some atmospheric things going on, so I can't wait to see that. I think that's going to be really cool. A new lagoon here looks kind of cool. I wish there was a little bit more interaction with what they do here, but hey, it's a fishing game, right? The new catamaran, that looks pretty sharp. Buck's gotta have one of them. Gotta get it souped up. And now we get paint jobs. So there's gonna be special missions that we can do to get a paint job. So you can turn your boat into I don't know what colors options we'll have, but it looks like we got a purple one right there. So that's coming. Electronics look pretty cool. I love the little chameleon there we got on the dashboard. That's kind of cool. It's supposed to be bigger fish. On this guy right here, up to 4 players. All right, so that's pretty cool. So 5 total on the boat with adjustable rod stands for each player. That is sweet. All players aboard a catamaran will have their own adjustable rod holders, top tier displays, so everyone can stay fully tuned in the ocean and the water at all times. I don't know what they're talking about here. Top tier display, so they're gonna, I guess, evidently you'll be able to turn around and there's going to be electronics mounted somewhere so everybody can see them. I would think something like that. We're going to have their own adjustable and top tier displays. I don't know. We'll have to see how that works out. That sounds kind of cool. I like that. And that water looks sweet. It really does. I can't wait to fish it. That's going to be pretty cool. Now, they give us a little glimpse of two fish here that I see in all of these depth diving things. We got the black-tip reef shark, of course. I kind of figured that. I was surprised that was missing. Kaja no D, but no die. Now, this one here is where we got one. This one is called a unique, sleek unicorn fish. So that's pretty sweet. Now, what I got out of this picture, because we got new gear here coming. If you look at this stick this boy's got in his hand, that ain't in the store yet. Buck knows his gear. So we got some new spinning gear coming. This I'm kind of liking. If you notice the bent shaft on this rig, that's a surf rod. So we got surf rods coming. So be able to get out on these atolls and just spend the day drinking Coronas, tossing a few surf rods out. That's going to be cool. All right, so we got time. I'm thinking that's what I picked out of this picture. I'm not so much worried on the fish. I'm looking at new gear. Those are surf rods. Bad we don't got a four-wheeler with some PVC pipe we can stick them down in. All right, we'd really be rednecking it then. Okay. Well, this looks pretty cool. It's coming. We'll see. That's for sure. We'll see. All right, Buck. Let's go turn that off. Let's talk a little bit about where we're going tonight. Okay, you got that off? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now, here. Looking good. All right. So, that's coming down the pipe. Good deal. We're going to Neherrin tonight. Love Neherrin. Level 10. Travel and lodging. I got to change that P&L when I write it in my notes here. I'm always thinking travel and lodging. Going on vacation. I'm retired. Sorry. Travel and license. Looking at $3,300 to get there. $1,100 for the shingle, and $44 total. So 13 species of fish here, which is nice. This waterway, sunny days, you got a peak up on here 5 to 9, right? If it's partly cloudy, you got the morning peaks. You got 3 morning peaks, 5, 10, and 2. Right? That's your partly cloudy day. If you have a cloudy day, you got 3 afternoon peaks, and they come at. I wrote that first one down. I know it's 3 and 6, but it's 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. 13, 15, and $1,800. That's your cloudy day peaks you want to fish on this thing. I don't really bother too much with the nights. There's a couple of peak nights in there. I'm hard to see at night for buck. I don't. Nights are for sleeping. Okay, so that's what we got on this waterway. Now, the one cool thing about it is the water temperature here. Okay, so your air temperature in North Carolina, right, averaging 59 to 82 degrees. But that's not what we're concerned about so much as fishermen. We're concerned about that water temperature, right? So the water temperature down there averages 62 to 70 degrees. My handy-dandy little chart there. If you look at that, that is perfect. Bluegill and sunfish, largemouth bass, crappies, yellow perch, of course, we don't have here. Smallmouth bass, your pike, your pickerel, your muskie, perfect water temperature. This is North Carolina. That's a good deal there. So we're looking good as far as all that goes. You get active fish here. It's a very active river. You can catch fish here almost all the time. Those catfish can be a little finicky at times here and there, but for the most part, all the other fish you can catch all day long. And it's nice. It's a relaxing waterway. I like it. All right, so we'll talk a little bit more about the fish that are in there. We got the fish rolling here, so good. We can talk about them. American shad is in here. White and black crappie, your bluegill, your carp, the flathead catfish is going to be your nemesis. If you try to come to this waterway at level 10, you're in trouble. You're just in trouble. And we're going to talk about that tonight. I want to talk about that because, let's get done with the fish first. So, golden shiner, right? We got largemouth bass, gar, long-nosed gar, the pumpkin seed that's down here, the red-eared sunfish we have, the redfin, redfin pickerel, and our smallies are in here. So you have the smallmouth bass also. And it's the home of the elder god. So that's our monster fish down here in Neherrin. Now, Neherrin is a tricky waterway. I know you want to get to Neherrin right away. It's got them big catfish. Everybody wants to go after the catfish. However, it's that waterway that'll make or break you. And it's like I tell everybody, you want to be leveled up. You do not want to be trying to hit these waterways right when you hit that level. You don't have the gear to fish these fish. You gotta have, I mean, you should be leveling up is staying on Texas and Missouri, the Czech Republic, and New York until you hit level 30. Honestly, until you get to level 30. When you come here in Neherrin, your life will change because, in fact, you're coming here. If you're coming here, I mean, let's face it. If you're under level 30, the biggest gear you can have is like 18, 20 pounds. That's it. A big ollie is level 27. Level 27, a big ollie, which is 19.5, your biggest one. I mean, if you look at the levels in this game, level 10, that's your 8, 9, 10, 11 pound range. So this waterway, the gear that you get is 10-pound gear. Well, there's 30-pound fish in here. You're in trouble if you don't know how to fish. You come here, you're going to get real frustrated, and you're going to go broke if you came here right away and you don't have some bankroll going on. And a lot of guys do that. They end up where they're stuck on Lone Star. They can't go nowhere. Well, don't be that guy. Get yourself leveled up before you start attacking these waterways. They give you 4 waterways to get prepped, ready. Take advantage of that. Stay on them as long as your patience can handle, as high up as you can get. Because even at level, and the way this game also works, guys, is you may get a stick at level 10, but in order to balance that weapon, that engine, reel, that goes along with that, that's going to make that about, it doesn't come for another 2 or 3 levels. So even if you did get yourself, I got a stick now, then I can go after this fish. I got a 30-pound stick and I'm going after a 30-pound fish. Well, you don't have a 30-pound reel. I can guarantee that. It's not, so your weak point, I don't care if you have all this 30-pound gear, it's still going to break at the weak point, which is going to be your reel. Almost every setup here, to set it up right, it takes 2 levels to get 2 more levels to get the damn reel that's balanced and works with it. You can settle for something smaller, but there's your what? There you go. That's my point. That's your weak point, and that's what happens here. So you want to have, and we're going down here tonight. I'm going down with the gear that's we got. I've got 8-pound gear, 9-pound gear, and I've been here already for a couple of days. I landed a 25-pound flathead on a 9-pound casting on my 9-pound casting rod. I mean, I'm level 89 player though. There's a difference. If you're level 10, 15, 20, now you may, if you know how to fish and you've adapted quick to the game and got that right away about, well, if you do know how to fish, you're not going to come here with light gear to begin with, okay? But you're going to be able to manage the gear. If you got 10-pound gear, you can handle this stuff and not get frustrated and know how to fight them, because it takes a long time. I'm not yanking them up out of there by no means. I'm landing them without beating the hell out of my gear. That's all you can hope for, is to land them, get them tired, and get them in. Otherwise, you're going to snap something, break something, your line, you're going to wear a reel out. All the ticking that goes on. I know a lot of guys, I see them hit the brake, they can't handle it no more. And they break the line. There you go. It can happen. It's a shame that the game, but when you have bottom rods like this, that's kind of, when you get up into the bigger waters, fishing plan will make sure it won't let you fight. It won't let you fight big fish on underweight gear. You can do it down here on the smaller waterways. 30 pounds is not a big fish. But when you only have 9-pound gear, it's a big fish. All right. So that's how that kind of works here at Neherrin. So you got to be ready, because that's where you start. This is the first place where you start fighting that big fish. You got all little fish, and all your gear will handle all those. And even, you catch a 10, 11-pound catfish on a 9-pound stick, not a problem. And you can complete your missions here and get it done. The problem comes when you want to make money here, which is involved with the catfish, and you don't have the gear for it. Because those catfish, like I said, I just got a 32-pounder. I think he may even be on the board here. But again, I brought a bottom sniper with me to make it real easy when I was out. You do what you do. You match things up right. If you're coming here and you got the gear, you bring yourself a 30-pound pole to catch 30-pound fish, and you don't have a problem. You don't make great XP, but I'm not concerned about XP at this point. If you're not leveled up all the way, then you need to be concerned about XP. All right, so let's talk about the baits a little bit. You got them running there, Buck. Oh, where's the bait? We'll do the baits and lures. Bait, come on, turn on. There it is. All right, these buttons, I gotta oil the buttons or something. So, Neherrin, what do you want to bring here? Well, there again, hence lies the problem. If you look at all the preferred baits for like the catfish, you don't have them. Bait, you don't have access to that bait at level 10. Anyway, I mean, let's take a look at it for a little bit. You can small minnows is what you want to bring here. That's level 7. You can do that. Your medium cut, level 20. Shiners, level 19. Red worms are free. You can get them. Leeches, which is great for the catfish, level 30. Corn, level 34. Shrimp, level 30. Large cut, level 32. Marshmallows, hey, you can get them. Your crawfish cut. Now that you can get at level 11. Okay, so you're good there. Now you got bloodworms, waxworms. That's for the panfish. Natural eggs, you can get them. That's for your American shad. Your maggots, your Petalina balls and dough balls. That's all low level, all panfish. If you want to even fish for these catfish and you're under level 20, you're in trouble for bait. You got to go with soft baits. You got to throw worms. You got to throw shads. You got to throw rubber craws. That's the only thing you got access to catch these fish with. So now you're stuck with level 13 for a 2.5-inch craw. That only holds a 2/0 to 4/0. If you want these big catfish, you need at least 5/0. I mean, you can get them on a 4/0, but okay. If you want to go to 4-inch, which will give you 2-inch, that'll give you a 2 to 6/0 hook there. That's level 16. You get that guy. I don't know what to tell you. Don't be coming here unless, like I said, stay at Emerald, make some money. Get some leveled up, get some gear, get your gear balanced before you hit Neherrin and you take on the rest of Fishing Planet. Because otherwise you're going to be hobbling the whole time and you're going to be hurt and you're not going to have a fun time. You're not going to, I don't like this game. I mean, my gosh, get yourself prepared for it and you'll be all right. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the lures. Lures here, casting spoons, worms, crankbait. Can't get that to level 26. Bass jigs, tubes, like I said, shads. I like nano spinners. Walkers are good here. Your grubs. Okay? So, now, the number one lure right now down here is a 6-inch purple worm. Well, 6-inch worm, level 33. You can do the 3-inch worm. That's level 21. So you see what I'm getting at? The game isn't even built for you to be here unless you're over level 20. It's not cool. You have too much of a problem. All right. So that's craws, cranks. Like I said, I like the live baits for almost all your panfish and things like that. You bass then, hit your bass up with the nano spinner, casting spoon, narrow spoons. That's pretty much it. Those three there, you can hit anything up there. Casting spoon on your casting spoon and spinner baits for your gars, not a problem there. Okay, here, let's go over and talk about my gear. 5 up, Buck, looking good. Okay, I'm still rolling along, like I said, with everything we've been doing each and every week. We're moving up through. Oh, by the way, we're going to the Get Bent Canal next week, folks. So Buck will be in heaven on that one, huh? Lovely. All right, flipping stick. My tail float here, 21 footer, Spire Slim 2500. There we are, loaded up with some 6-pound test. That's my stick here. That's all I fish with, really. Less minus the catfish, of course. Now, if I want to throw out, which this is a river, so this little stick, even when you turn it, flip it around so it's a regular spinning float rod, it'll reach all the way across the river. So you really don't need. I use this when I'm in a situation where my flipping stick is going to throw it too far when I flip. This flips shorter. So this is where, on this river, what I use my Omni hook for. And of course, there we are with our value spin, 7.5-pound stick. This setup works real well right here. And also, if you have access to the club stuff, the blue barbless club with the club skirt on it, actually works better than this setup. But I'm going with what the guys can get, and that's what we're fishing with tonight. Laker Pro, this is my Creek Pro. I'm sorry, 7.5 pounder here. This is, what is he? Level 7. So this is a level 7 stick, 7.5 pounds. Everything else has been level 8, level 9, and of course the tail float level 1. All right. He ain't gonna. Now this guy here, I think I got. I'll have to go back and look at my notes, but I managed to land like an 18-pounder. On this stick. Tough, real tough. All right, and then here's my value cast 6.6. This is a 9-pounder, 9-pound setup on here. Now I landed a 25-pounder on here, on this setup right here with this shad and everything. 25-pound stick. Took me a while to land this guy. A while, but I did get him in. But you're not doing anything for 20, 25 minutes. I can tell you that. I've been fighting that fish and paying attention. So, and then we have the Laker Pro. Now, I didn't have these sticks with me when I came down here earlier. Okay, I brought bottom snipers because I wanted to grab up these catfish and just make my money because I was shooting some videos. Tonight we're going back. I got rid of the bottom snipers. We're going to see exactly what happens when you fight these catfish with these sticks. Now, this here, Laker Pro 13.2. Okay, this is level 21, 14-pound stick. Got a Bremer 5000 on him. Now, I've got him loaded up hot. He's got 13-pound or 14. No, this one's not hot. The other one is. All right, 14, 13-pound braid, and I think I'm running 12.7. Now, I ran 12.7 titanium. You don't need titanium at all on this setup, but I couldn't get, the best I could get out of this 4.0 or mono leaders was 11 pounds. I didn't want that. That's too weak. I want to build it strong. I know what these catfish are going to do. Okay? So that's how I built this stick here. Now, the last stick we got is the biggest. This is not, it's level 27, but it is, it's not a bottom rod according to them. It is a bottom rod, but it's just a 19-pound bottom rod. Level 27. There it is. And that's for 19 pounds. So we're going to see the difference between a 20-pounder and a 15-pounder. 5 pounds difference on these fish. Now, this guy rigged up, perfect rig up here. This works. This is a pretty sweet setup to have. It's 19.5, 19 on the big river with that beautiful 49.2 recovery. And I'm running 20-pound braid into fluorocarbon, 20-pound fluorocarbon. It's just strong, well-balanced system. We're going to see how it does against those catfish. All right. So those are my sticks. That's bare minimum I would suggest coming with. The bare minimum, these guys right here. And we're going to have some fun with them tonight. But as you can see, even this, you're damn near at level 30. Just think of that. 30-pound fish, level 30. 40-pound fish, level 40. and that's kind of the gear you're looking for. So don't be in a hurry to level up if you don't have the money to purchase the gear. That's for sure. All right there, Buck. We did that pretty. I didn't think I was going to be able to squeeze all that in. We did it. I got 3.5 minutes to spare. All right, folks. I hope you got something out of tonight's bait shop. We're going to go back in half an hour, 8 o'clock. Hi, Jules. Got back from Mamo. Hi, Jules. Hi, Micah. Everybody's back. Oh, you're all ready to fish, are you? Good deal. Put you all to work baiting hooks tonight. All righty, folks. That's it for me tonight. I even ate early, so I'm ready to go. Going to take a couple more notes here. We'll get ready to go. We'll be back in half an hour. Down there and catch some of these fish. I'm anxious to get into these catfish tonight. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on the panfish. I put out a couple videos, so you can check out the video on the panfish. I did that one. What else did we do? Oh, I didn't have a tour video for Neherrin, so you might want to check that out on the channel there. It should be up there pretty close. Neherrin tour. Alrighty, folks. Thanks a lot. Remember, hit that like button on your way out. We appreciate it here. Alright, never ever give up the fight. We'll see you later.